Hello and welcome to Gary's Garage. Today we're back working on the Touareg, more maintenance. So what we're doing today is we're going to replace the fuel filter. It's a pretty simple job, but it's one of those things that can be done, by do-it-yourselfer. So I thought I should cover it. So what I've got is the replacement filter. This is a man, and the part number is a PU 8007. Comes like this. Volkswagen filters they do vary a little bit. The Touareg one with the 3-liter TDi has this seal around the top, around the outside edge, and a seal in the center. To get a filter for this car, I think almost all of them are going to be pretty good, high quality, either made in Europe type filters. They don't really make them in North America because there's not enough volume to do that, so they're just imported, even if it has a North American brand on it. So anyway, chances are you're going to get a good one if you buy it. So these are good. I've used them before. Interval for changing the filter here is about 30,000 kilometers, which is 20,000 miles. And for a fuel filter, if you're used to gasoline engines, you may think, oh, God, that's really soon. But because of the very high pressure, and it's not like a direct injection, the fuel has to be clean, and flow is important. So diesel fuel also can have dirt and contaminants, and just the way it is, the filters get dirty. So as a result, they do highly recommend that you do this. So I've kept on top of this all the time I've owned this car. So it was last done at 111,500 kilometers, and we're now at 139,000 kilometers. So it's about 27,500 kilometers. So it's just before the due, but it's been about 5 years or 4 years, so we really haven't been driving this car very much the last 4 years. So, but it's been giving me a chance to slowly get after all the maintenance stuff that needs to get done before we start driving across the continent again. Anyway, which is coming next year. So let's get at this job. First thing up for this job is to protect the area against fuel spills. Diesel is pretty hard to clean up fully because it leaves remnants as it evaporates. So we highly recommend that you do this stuffing job where you stuff the rag around and get around back as best you can. I'm going to put another, I wonder if I can get this in there. Yeah, there we go. Good. Once that's in, keep it out of the way. You're gonna need to swing this out. Take the this coolant pipe, which is clipped into the intake, just to give you some flexibility. And it also just comes out of the reservoir here, but you don't have to remove it. Just give yourself some ability to move it around to get to these. You'll need a T20, and so T20. And they're not that tight, so you don't really need a ratchet. So I must have been feeling pretty strong when I did this 4 years ago. So we just zip these off. Probably fast forward through this. Let's get the... So these are stainless fasteners, so they don't stick to my magnetic tray. So be careful as not to lose them, because if you drop one, you can't fish it back with a magnet. So just be cautious as you do this. And now when you got this, once you got this back, you just sort of peel it up And there's the reason why we put the rags in, and then I splash it bad enough to make a mess. I don't like having a mess. I'll get some brake clean later and I'll take all this stuff off and clean it. Well, there's that nice smell of diesel. Alright, so we get the cover. Make sure the inside is clean. And then it can just stay out of the way. I might actually just get a bungee cord. And then just bungee it out of the way. So the one thing that you'll notice is this thing is chock-a-block full. So we're gonna, while we're doing this, we're gonna really try hard not to contaminate the inside of this. The fuel looks nice and clean. Yeah, okay, and this comes up easy. I'm just gonna grab something to put that in. I just got a dirty bucket here. I'm gonna lift this straight up and put the bucket in. So if you can see it, that filter is actually pretty dirty, even though it hasn't even gone the 30,000 kilometers interval as recommended. Okay, now the next thing, and I'm going to take you off the tripod here, bring you along, is we're going to look inside the container. What we're looking for is any sediment at all. And it looks like there's a few little bits in there. So what we're going to do, we're going to extract all the fuel and dispose of it, clean the inside, and then we're going to install the new filter. If it's nice and clean, you can just drop the new filter in. And this is really not bad, but I think I'm just going to be careful. I can see some little bits. I want to get that super clean. In any of those little bits get into the injector, it could block or change the performance. We don't want that. Okay, let's get this out. Alright, so I've got my little vacuum pump here and I've set it up. I'm probably going to have to empty it a couple of times, but I'm just extracting the diesel from there. Spilling it again. It's not good. Well, it's going to take more than 2 empties to get this. Well, I pretty well got all the diesel out now. Okay, the next part is to clean out the inside. I'm using a lint-free cloth. We don't want to leave anything behind that could get past the media filter and get into the high pressure fuel pump and then get onto the injectors. So you want to make sure that you clean this all out really good. And now I'm going to show you, see how good it's come. It's hard for me to see actually in here. But the cloth is not too dirty. So let's unscrew you. Put the light in here. take a look, and that looks pretty well whistle clean. One little dot there that I'm going to get, so I'll get another clean cloth and we'll clean that out. Alright, so make sure everything is clean, and then there's a little center that goes right into the center part, and then very carefully insert your fasteners, your stainless fasteners with the T20. And where did I put the actual tool? Oh, there it is. So what you want to do is you want to start them all. The seal is built into the filter, so every time you replace the filter, you're replacing the filter housing seal, and so you should be in good shape. You just want to make sure the inside of the lid is clean and that you don't warp the lid. The lid's pretty strong, but so all you really need to do when you're tightening is just snug it up, go straight across, snug it up, then go over here, snug it up. This last one in, this is the one that's a little tricky. There we go, get that one done. Then go over here, this one done. So you're just crisscrossing. It's like if any kind of cover, valve cover, you know, even cylinder head or whatever, you just, even put your wheels on, you just go around, get them all snug, and once they're snug, then you just can go around and tighten it. I don't know, I did not look up what the torque settings were here, but if you're not if you're using a ratchet adapter, be very careful. If you're using a screwdriver, you can just kind of do it nice and tight, and there we go. Then it's just a matter of reassembling, and I'm going to show you the next step, which is priming the fuel pump, or priming it by running the fuel pump. Alright, so now there's my scan tool, and this is just a Think car with my TDi 2. So it's bidirectional. So I've got under output tests, just go back here. So these are all the tests you can do, and so the where's the fuel pump electronics? Click on fuel pump electronics, and it tells you which parameters and so on. So I can start this, and the fuel pump will run, and then stop. I'm hoping that you can hear that. So as the filter housing fills up, the sound is changing. That's the air coming out of it, and then the pressure is rising to the way it's supposed to. I think it's full now. So we're going to stop the test, or stop the output, and there we go, the test, and then, so I think we're done, and that should be full now. So all that's left is just to start the car. And I'm not going to cut the video. I'm just going to go straight in the car. And the very last thing I've done is mark down the mileage and the year that this filter was replaced, and that is obviously for me as a reminder. So that's it. Thank you for watching Gary's Garage. I'm looking for likes this week, so if you like the video, please press the like button. If you like what I'm doing on the channel, appreciate it if you subscribe. You know, if you know someone else that has one of these diesels, share the video. They might get something out of it. Who knows? I hope at least I've helped you at least a little bit. One little thing that you may have got out of this video, that's great. Anyway, thanks again for watching Gary's Garage. See you next time.